They are my respectful Islamic Iman TV viewers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm glad that I'm here alive, that I'm coming back again to talk something about the God invisible creation today. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Dear my respectful viewer, once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. As I mentioned last 2 weeks, that I am inshallah this week supposed to talk about the insan, because I said I promised. But I take apologize because I could not finish the other two God invisible and non-organic things. Do not finish it. There's the insan is the last. But then I promised, but just an hour ago, suddenly come in my mind, how come I should talk about insan, which I could not finish the all the 5 invisible creation, which is mentioned in the 6 major religions book. So then I come and then I said, well, it is better to talk about the same subject about God invisible creation, which is today about the very, very scary things, where something is new, which is not too many people about talking about it, but it is very important too. I hope to, when I'm saying non-seen things, which is important, is what would be in scary things. So that is the jinn. Today I wanted to give you information about these supernatural or these extraterrestrials being. These creations has been created long before Adam, and just like the time of angels. The same time they created. I told to you that, if you remember, I mentioned that the creation of whole invisible non-organic items or things, they are 5. Maybe thousands or millions of creation would be, but then the first stage of God creation, or in the time of when God Mubdiya, when it's a start point, just from the start point. That is, I mentioned. Then when there would be a very dark, nothing else, then suddenly exalted God manifest. That manifestations happen as shaking. The whole thing's shaking, like the thunderstorm lighting. The lighting is come out, and lighting has 2 things. One is affection, and then real affection. That the affection is to be effect is hot, and then the environment of that, of the light, is shiny things you can see, I give you example that when you are in the dark place, when you have a lighting, your bulb, when you switch on, but you see a lot of things around and you can do something. Then when God exalted, the first things he created that light, that lighting, or that call it fire. That fire, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it, one word in one verse in the Quran, that the time of the Surah Ar-Rahman, even though said خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ كَالْفَخَارِ. This is one side. And the other one is وَالْجَانَّ من خلقناه من نار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار. In the other ayat also say وَلَقَدْ, this indeed وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ مِنْ حَمَيٍ مَسْنُونٍ. The other ayat also. So at this both, it means the John has been created from the fire. And another one also was وَالْجَانَّ خَلَقْنَاهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ مِنْ نَارٍ سَمُومٍ. مِنْ قَبْلُ, before anything else. The John combine of all things, all the celestial beings. We cannot say only the jinn, or we cannot say the angels, even everything. John combine all the creation, that celestials, which is maybe also spirit and soul, ruh, or any other. How it possible? How it possible that when the lighting is coming or fire is starting, that fire reflection is around them is brightness, and the brightness Allah Jalla Shanuhu create what? The angels. They put it angel according to the hadith of Ashia related to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Malaik is created from the Nur. Nur is lighting. How be possible? That is the one. The fire has a reflection, the Nur. And the closest, the fire was the one another element or another angels, which is much more hotter, which is Azazil probably. And then if it be, we call him, if we call him Jibreel or Mikael or Israfil, and the one of them is Azazil, is so much close to the fire inside. So that was, it is when we said min qablu min nar samum, and then before anything, that the fire, and then they created from that lighting. And then according to the hadith, according to this ayat, is the creation of angels, including the Azazil, also at that time was all angel called it. And that was this first stage of creation of God, or Allah Jalla Shanuhu. Then the all creation, whatever it was, whatever was probably billion kind of things, God organized it or established the life. The life was probably kind of like insan maybe, or kind of an haywan, kind of another style. We don't know. We have no any evidence or something that we can rely on it. But according to indication of the verses of our Quran, we have to understand that was there something life, because For example, Allah Jalla Shanuhu, which is the time He announced to make another insan, that was the time that He closed or He destroyed the first universe, the first, or the intizam, or the world. That was the first stage was closed, but still the malaik or the angel still was there, because they are his administrations, those staffs. All of them has to be worship God. They are stay for until the end, until the hereafter. But all the other life was whatever it was, or people or residents, anything was closed, was destroyed. By who destroyed? By the angels. By the angels. What kind of angels? Supposed to be very strong, so much strong, like the army or defense ministry that has a lot of army, a lot of tribes, and the top of them is called minister or secretary of defense. But in the all army is from all kind, their tribes. However, by those defense, by those armies, that first stage of creations, except the malaiks, and then all was destroyed. And then God announced that I wanted to make Adam. Inni khaliqum basharam min tin. At the same time, those malaik right away said, أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك. Indication of this, it means the malaik which is told Allah, how come when you make a bloodshed? Because he saw the first universe, reason was that closed or destroyed, the reason of they made bloodshed. Other than that, malaik does not have a soul, does not have any other four things like mind and those sense or perception or those things. But they saw before, and that was repeated. He called to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you create the insan, they will do bloodshed again. They make this. But however, Allah said, you don't know, I know. And then again, he said, mentioned and said, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سَلْسَالٍ مِنْ حَمَإٍ مَسْنُونٍ. When he mentioned the indeed I wanted to make, and then malaik said go to the earth and then start to make a bashar. Then the stage of the bashar was laid and then made it whatever they could, but it was not anything, it stayed there. Then God looked at it. When God, exalted God, looked at that kind of idol or kind of statues, and that by the look of exalted God on it, he stand up. We have in Farsi Nazar Allah, Allah Nazar Khuda Barat Bash, I have something, and then the looking on the top of that status, and then he stand up. When he stand up, moved. But right away God asked the Jibreel or the angels to blow in it and then in it the soul, which is soul is something as a sense things that has to be the source of everything, source of hayat, source of all kind of things. So then Adam was starting, become name is Adam. Right now I gave you from here one break because I cannot go more than 15 minutes like you know. As I be back, inshallah, continue my talking.